Well, good evening, afternoon, or whatever time of day it is you're watching this. Before we get into this very strange video, I just want to say this video is not going to have any adverts. It is of a very personal nature and with some adult theme, although I will try not to swear. So make your mind up whether you want to watch it. So let's get into it and why am I having to make this video. So some of you may or may not be aware, last week, at the time of me recording this anyway, I was in Thailand. When I came back from Thailand, there was at least 2 or 3 fake social media accounts about me. A couple on TikTok, I think there's one on Instagram. These are the ones I'm just aware of. Now, I did post on YouTube and Facebook explaining these were fake. It turns out it's not just about fake websites. Unfortunately, it's more personal. Yeah, so it's a bit of an attack on me personally. So I'm just going to tell you the little story, because quite simply, I'm not going to have this person think that they own my life. They can threaten me, try and blackmail me or anything like that. So I'm just going to tell you, then they can go to hell and do what the hell they like. Yeah, so I'll give you the very basic breakdown. If you're a regular viewer, you know I've been to Thailand a few times in the last few months. The first time I went, I did meet somebody, a very nice person, spent a little bit of time together. There was none of that, let's say. And we met, I think, 3 more times after that, and again, there was none of that, just spent some time together. Now, I did say to her that hopefully I would meet her again when I was in Pattaya, and I used the word hopefully. And that was the last trip I was on. However, she started to become a little bit strange, I think is the politest word. So she kept messaging me, you know, enjoy time with your wife and your girlfriend. And it's like, I don't know how many times I've told you I'm single. You only have to look at me to know I'm single. And then she would message me like, you know, things like, don't go sleeping with other people. And I don't know how many times I said to her, look, I never said I was going to. But I told her I wasn't going to have a relationship with her. I'm not going to live in Thailand. She's not going to live over here. And it was like, we're not in a relationship. I never said I was going to go and sleep with anyone else. Anyway, it just got on my nerves, so I decided not to meet her when I went to Pattaya. Of course, she found out I was there. And yeah, it's gone a little bit nuts. I get about 200 messages a day from her. I blocked her yesterday, and then about an hour and a half later she'd gone out and bought herself a new SIM card and sent me about another 50 messages telling me I hope I die, and she was going to tell all my friends and family what I'd been up to. So I'm going to tell you. Of course, joke's on her. I've already spoke to all my family. Even though she keeps trying to add them on various social media accounts, they've all blocked her. And as for telling my friends, well, I don't really have any, so I don't care. So, what she's saying is, there's a couple of things. So one thing she's saying is that, and these are her words, that last time we was together, she secretly took photos of me whilst I was asleep. And her words was she did that to blackmail me. So this was long before I didn't see her, if that makes sense. Now whether that's true or not, no idea. I've certainly not seen any evidence. But she's threatening obviously to send these to family, friends and post them all over social media, which would be a bit embarrassing if she did take them, but let's be honest, we're all adults, and we all know what men and women have might be different shape, size, colour, but you know, that's about it. And the other thing, if you've seen, certainly on TikTok, we all know what Thailand's famous for, and this is what she thinks she can try and ruin my life with, that she keeps trying. So I'm sure you know Thailand famous for transgenders. So she's posted things that, you know, I was out there and I enjoyed transgenders. Now, you're going to say to me, Dale, are you denying that? And I'm going to say, no, I'm not denying it. You're going to say, so it's true. I'm not saying that either. And these are the reasons, and this is going to sound bizarre. If I deny it, a lot of you are just going to go, yeah, I don't believe that. I bet it's true. Now, if it's true, well, you know, some of you will have your own opinions, and some of you will go, well, you know what goes on between 2 consenting adults behind closed doors is their business. So it's pointless whether I deny it or admit to it. You know, it is personal. If it happened, then that's my business between me and them. And if it didn't happen, like I say, you know, people will either believe me or won't. So it's really pointless me saying one way or the other. I hope this video stops her from thinking she controls me, because she doesn't. But also, if anyone's watching this who is maybe being controlled by people, you know, certainly when it comes to images that, you know, partners and things may have of them, threatening to put them online, just stand up to them and just say, you know what, if you do it, well, you know, like I said a minute ago, we all know what men and women have. It's embarrassing for a couple of minutes, but that's it. They've got no control over you then. You know, I hope you kind of understood that. I'm kind of sort of rambling on a bit. What I said, you know, what goes on behind closed doors is my business between two adults. I'm not telling you that's what happened. I'm not saying that's not what happened. I met someone out there, and that's all you need to know. So yes, some of you may decide you don't want to watch me anymore. That's fine. If every one of you decides to unsubscribe and that's the end of the channel, well, that's fine. But at least I will have my life back to myself, because I'm not going to live in fear that something that might be embarrassing, might be true, might not be true, may be put out there. So I hope you understand that, and thank you very much for watching. I just want to say one thing though, I'm not going to be responding to any comments on this video. As far as I'm concerned, as horrible as this may sound, this is the end of it for me. I hope I won't have to make reference to this again. But also, I've got to be careful. I'm not saying who this person is or releasing any of the messages I've received, purely because I've already filed a police report with the police in the UK. I'm waiting for that to be followed up to see whether there is crime committed as far as the Thailand laws go. Technically, Blackmail's 1 to 10 years in prison in Thailand, although she's not asked for money or anything, but she, you know, she admitted, well, she said she took photos of me to blackmail me. So we'll see. I would just be happy if she just leaves me alone and that's it. But clearly she's a little bit screwed up. I mean that in the politest way. But clearly I missed a trick, because she's clearly wife material. So hope you appreciate the honesty I'm giving you, or part honesty on this video. Until next time, please take care.